Cool. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Adrian. I'm the old guy at SoftCorp Media, and I'm a salesman. I've been a salesman for 30 years, and I have a few things to say, and I think something that you can learn if you want to get involved or more involved in that career called selling. I didn't think I was ever going to be a salesman. I wanted to be a grade 11 history teacher. I got this mind to capture all those sundry things that show up in history that you should remember and nobody does. Then I got out of school and did the wrong thing. I joined a bank. Worked in 8 different cities in 9 years, and in those 9 years, about the only thing I learned was I didn't want to work for a bank. I hate detailed paperwork. Then through somebody else's story, actually, I got into media sales. I started work for a small radio station in the interior of British Columbia, and I was very fortunate because the radio industry believes in its salespeople. Newspaper industry believes in its writers and its editors. Television believes in numbers, how many people are watching any given show. Radio loved its salespeople. And so they encouraged us to go out and take sales courses and hear sales speakers practice sales. And it took a couple of years, but actually, and I learned a very good secret in all of that, which I'll share with you later. I learned how to be a good salesperson. And I think for a good period of time, I did very well. But I got to keep learning. You may, in watching this and in subsequent episodes, think, you've heard it before, and you've done it before, and you don't need to hear it again. You don't need to repeat it. Well, hey, I got to say this to you. Who was the world's greatest hockey player? Wayne Gretzky. Arguably. I think Wayne Gretzky. You know, and as the world's greatest hockey player, when the coach called a practice, did Wayne say, "Oi, wait a minute, I'm the world's greatest hockey player. I don't need to practice. I got nothing more to learn. None of these guys are going to teach me anything. I'm the world's greatest hockey player." Did Wayne Gretzky ever say that? Absolutely not. He showed up at every practice, and he played every game, and he became the world's greatest hockey player because he practiced his craft. And that's what you need to do if you're going to be successful in sales. Learn, practice, trial, always learn. This session, it's going to be 10 sessions long. We're going to cover a lot of things in sales. We're going to go from the basics right through to specifics. And we're going to talk about attitude and commitment, how to deal with ugly customers. Oh, sorry, there are no ugly customers. How to deal with difficult customers, what you need to know about the companies that you work for, and how you continue to learn. So to start with, why am I doing this? Because nothing in this world happens unless somebody sells something. Anything that we buy was sold to someone else before it was sold to you. As it sits on the shelf, somebody had to put it on the shelf. Somebody had to want it to put it on the shelf, and all of that is a sales pitch. Let's deal with some of the realities of sales. I believe there are 3 types of sales in the world. And 3 types of salespeople. There are passive sales. So you go into the store because you need something to write with. You pick this off the shelf. Hopefully you don't put it in your pocket. You take it to the clerk. They scan it, you take your money, and you walk out of the store. Passive. No one was involved directly in the sale. However, you were sold on doing this. You were sold on buying this. You were sold on how you can write on whiteboards with dry erase markers. There's a sales pitch there that's generally called marketing. But that's passive selling. Service selling, you need to drill some holes. You're going to run some wires in your house or some plumbing, or you're going to put some screws in the wall, so you need to drill holes. You walk into your local hardware store, They have 23 different kinds of drills. Everything from a Black & Decker corded drill that you can buy for $29.95 to a Makita 18 volt half-inch chuck reversible hammer drill that you're going to pay $249.95. What's the difference? Well, the difference is the kind of holes that you're going to make. So you don't know which drill to choose, so you call for someone in service, and somebody comes over and sells you on the idea of which drill you want to buy. Service selling. People who not only have to know what the product is, they have to be able to relate to you so that they can sell you the product. And my third type is direct sales. That's the knock on the door, walk in, introduce yourself and say, you need my product, give me money. That's the thought process. And direct sales is what I've done most of my life, and it will form the basis for a lot of the things that we talk about. If you're not into direct sales, there's still lessons that you can learn from this. So when you're in sales, either service sell or direct sell, you have 5 things that you have to sell. First of all, to the client, you have to sell yourself. Understand that. You have to sell the function of whatever it is you're selling. And that it could be service sell, you're selling the function of drilling holes, or direct sell, marketing a company. You have to sell a product. Come back to our drill story, you have to sell an individual type of drill. It's got to be a 3/8 chuck or a half-inch chuck. You have to sell the product. In direct marketing, direct selling, and you're selling marketing, you have to be talking about, say, radio or newspaper. Trying to think of something else that goes along with selling the product. No. Okay. So then you have to sell the model. And again, in selling drills, you have to sell a specific model of a drill. 18 volt, 14 volt, whichever. In selling media, you want to sell your particular newspaper, your particular station. And then finally, you sell the unit. That is, you sell the drill, you sell the ad, you sell that particular service, you sell the plan. That's the particular unit. The most important things of these 5 things you have to sell is you have to sell yourself. By that, generally, I mean you have to sell yourself to the client, to the person who's going to give you the money. Because after all, they want to be happy with the person they're giving money to. Why would they give money to someone they don't like? But more importantly, you have to sell yourself to yourself. Every day you have to get up and say to yourself, today I'm going to go out and be the best salesperson I can be for my company, for myself. And I'm going to practice, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to have happy clients who like the products that I sell them. You have to sell yourself to the company that you work for. You want them to create an atmosphere in which you have only one thing to do, and that's to go out and sell. They should get rid of all the impediments there are to that particular exercise. So you sell yourself to the company that they should be working for you too. You have to sell yourself to your coworkers, people that work around you. They may not understand sales. They may not understand you sitting in your chair daydreaming, even though you're thinking about how you're going to make your next sale or where your next sale is coming from. You definitely have to sell yourself to your clients. Beyond anything else, whether it's advertising, marketing, hard products, anything else, what most people remember in the sales experience is who they were dealing with. And you have to have them buy from you. Otherwise, you're not a successful salesperson. I believe sales is a profession. Small p profession, but a profession. And you have to learn, you have to practice, and you have to be good at it. So sell yourself to yourself, and we'll see you in episode 2.